Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ARN Asphalt Racing Network for this week's coverage of the Wright Time ARCA series. This time, we are live from the Music City of Nashville. It is Nashville Speedway as the ARCA cars look to tackle this tough concrete-based track. And as always, here in the booth with me, my partner in crime, Tyler Jones. And Tyler, when we talk about Nashville, 1.3 miles, nearly a mile and a half, intermediate tri-oval speedway. You're looking at 14 degrees of bankings in the turns, 9 on the front stretch, 6 on the back stretch. It's a constantly changing track for these drivers. What can we expect tonight as these drivers try to tackle the challenges of the concrete here in Nashville?
Well, the biggest thing to expect tonight is these tires are going to be slick on this asphalt while the sun is up. It is going to be down to the wire here with fuel management and strategy tonight. Obviously, the turns cannot be overcooked because, like I stated, when that sun is up, it is going to be a very slick surface. With pit road, the entry isn't so bad, but they still could possibly lock up their brakes on transition. So it is going to be a very patient is key minded game here tonight.
Well, definitely patience is going to be key. 150 laps in total, 5 sets of tires. So strategy will come into effect tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how long that these runs are going to be. In fact, do you have any update on any possible strategies we could be looking at? Do you know any idea of about how long these guys can go on a single run?
I roughly do not know. Depending on the drivers, it's really going to be the biggest possibility. I mean, they do have 75% fuel in their tanks and only 5 sets of tires here. So it is going to be a wee bit tricky with that 75% fuel that might cut off about 25 or so laps.
Well, we're about to find out here. We're heading down to the grid post qualifying, getting ready for the Ghost Motorsports 200 here at Nashville. Looking at your pole sitter, it's going to be the family duo of Donnie Honeycutt and his son Tyler Honeycutt, 1 and 2. You got Caleb Hess and Matt Biecki. I'm
Oh,
going to
man,
lose it because
already.
dude, he's gonna kill me. Um, yeah, Brad Miner and Owen Lax in the fifth and sixth position. Peyton Bass in P7. David Callahan in P8. And wow,
That went
graphics
too
team, you're
far.
killing me. Gary Wright in P9. Gage Burns rounding out your top 10.
Then Matthew Worrall sitting in 11th with Robert Monday beside him. The next line you have Omar Rodriguez and Jeffrey Bourne. Hopefully he still has those neon gloves from last week. Cooper Liardi and Austin McMine sits behind them. David Callahan's very own Mark Morton, DJ Norris behind them side by side. Aaron Wright, Brandon McKee, Joshua Thornton in 21st position with Gary Miller next to him. 23rd and 24th is Brock Piper and Logan Murray. James Bullock, and we have just lost our grid. James Bullock will be sitting in 25th with Chad Sturlow next to him. Dominic Hunter, Kevin Nolf, James Edwards Jr., Andrew Floyd, Mickey Stewart, John Marino, Wayne Isabel, Caden Watts, Thaddeus Friel, Max Wiesner, Brianna Laurent, which is somehow still alive, will be rounding out the back of your pack.
I'm about to say after a wild finish to last week's basically field motorsports 200 at Daytona. That was a wild one. She's going to be starting last place. Nice to see they got the car put back together. I heard that they brought the same one from Daytona down due to the lack of funding due to medical bills. But happy to see that. Yeah, exactly, right there. I mean that if anything, look, all I'm saying is death was knocking on her door last week. That is all I am going to say. She could have quickly been hit with a and that was it. But we are getting set up for this week's race. and very excited for it. These guys are all getting set up, and we are green here at Nashville. They're already going off here at the front. We were following Brianna around. Pace car went off a little early, called it green a little early, but Tyler Honeycutt and Donnie Honeycutt, the father-son duo, side by side to start off this race here at Nashville. Here out of turn two, they still stay competitive with each other as they dive here into 3 and 4. They seem to single file out first, second, third. Coming across the stripe, Donnie Honeycutt going to hold on to the lead here for lap one, but not before last week's winner you just saw right there of his son Tyler going to go to the bottom and challenge for that race lead. And right here, going to be side by side down the backstretch again. Caleb Hess looking for a place to go. Cannot find it yet. Hess, Lax, right there, going to be challenging. You see that Red Bull car approaching as they get closer and closer. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys lined up.
You're going to have to pay attention to that right now. It is going to be a little tricky here for people to gain that momentum to pass right now. As you see, that high line really doesn't have much going for them. A lot of those drivers are pretty staggered on that line right now. You're seeing the fight between two Ghost Motorsports dominant cars here at their presented race, the Ghost Motorsports 200. And it seems like a pretty good race for them to sponsor because already they're showing dominance.
Yeah, right now, but they already lost a spot. Lax moving up against Tyler Honeycutt. Going to try to shuffle him out for position near 3 wide at one point for the lead. But these guys going to battle down the back straightaway. They know they have to get these Ghost Motorsports cars out of the lead as soon as possible. Lax got a little bit of a shove from Hess there. That's going to get him loose on entry. Let's see, will he be able to hang on to it off exit? He does. But Tyler Honeycutt with a run remain. Honeycutt 1 and 2. Giving a little bit of backing to the back of the pack. Rodriguez up a number of spots there into P number 7 as that second pack just as wild as the first. Everybody starting to get single file, trying to get a rhythm here at Nashville at the Ghost Motorsports 200. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have a long way to go. It's lap 5 of 150. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go side by side to keep all the action here. Let's go side by side with one of our local sponsors. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. We're going to verify on audio, and we have it. A little bit of technical difficulties there with the initial commercial, but right now caution is out as soon as we get back here at Nashville, as we're going to get the ticker changed over for you. But caution is out for the first time this evening here at Nashville. And Tyler, let's go and take a look and see what possibly could have caused it here. And
Looks
it
like
looks like it's going to
Caleb
be,
Hess.
yeah, I was about to say contact between some of our leaders. This is in the top 4 here. Down the back straightaway. Contact here between, yep, Tyler Honeycutt and Caleb Hess. Going to cause the incident here out on the entry at turn 3. Just a little bit of miscommunication on the lines. Maybe Caleb trying to get a little too far down. But contact between those two going to cause major issues for them as they're able to get back going again. But
Yeah, it's going to
Contact
be a
there
little
on the
different.
early. Oh yeah, I mean
Thankfully,
definitely, especially with that damage.
thankfully, all damage possibly was really minimized there. It doesn't seem like they would have had so much damage off of a side contact. Thankfully, Caleb didn't really nosedive the wall, so I don't really think that either of these drivers will have to use their fast repair here. But I feel like it might be a situation to watch because more wrecks happen. The bigger the wreck, the driver's gonna want to use that fast repair.
I mean, you're exactly right. But let's talk to one of the drivers in the field right now to get a glance about what's going on in the race. Let's go and take a look at our race leader right now, Donnie Honeycutt. Donnie, it is Tyler, an expert up in the booth. Got a copy, buddy? Hey, Donnie, it's expert and Tyler in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry, my crew was talking to me.
Oh, you're good. You're good, man. So speaking of crew, we got a question. We weren't exactly sure about the race strategy. Will you be able to? When are you looking to make it? What is the strategy here that we're looking at right now, and how far you guys could last on track?
I only heard about half what you said there. Everybody's talking here on the track here. I couldn't hardly hear what you said, but I heard say something about strategy. If I understood, right now, like I said, I got about a minute of damage after getting caught up in that accident there. So went ahead and took a set of tires here. I was gonna see if I could drive back through and maybe save a set of tires later.
Oh yeah, well you got caught up in that instant back there. We're getting confused between you and Tyler, but you got caught up in that instant. We're able to you were able to get that car fixed up a little bit. What's the march to the front going to be looking like for that 22 machine? We know you got the speed. Will you be able to get back up there?
Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna see. Hopefully, there won't be no accidents in front of me. Hope I don't get caught up in anything. But yeah, the plan is to go fast and go forward.
Well, definitely going to be looking forward to seeing you possibly back up at the front. Good luck, old buddy.
All right, I appreciate it.
Pulled the wrong one. It's okay, though. Donnie Honeycutt back there was the pole sitter, now up to 35th. Everybody double filed, though, up front. It's going to be his son, Tyler Honeycutt, and Owen Lax side by side here for this restart. Owen Lax there, you're saying currently second, the pride of Chesterfield, Virginia here, representing in Nashville. And these guys side by side. The pace light, or the pace car lights, are out here as it starts to get more and more dim on the track surface. Going to go into the nighttime here tonight, but the pace car looking to pull off, take that hard left-hand turn, and he does. Tyler Honeycutt, Owen Lax, side by side. We waited out here. Green flag here at Nashville once again, as Tyler Honeycutt gets a huge jump there, pulling Peyton Bass along with him to P2, and they all dive through into turns 1 and 2, trying to cycle out position. Peyton Bass trying to hold off a hungry Lax there in P3, as Tyler Honeycutt looking to set sail. Let's go and take a look through the rest of the field here on this restart. As the cars continue to battle out, you see side-by-side action throughout the back of the pack there, nearly 2-3 wide, as these guys all jockey for position, trying to find the line. Here it is from the ARN blimp, and look at that, near 3 wide there. Contact, it looks like partially, and there is. Big wreck there, able to save it. Give them credit where credit's due, but the caution still thrown here in the Ghost Motorsports 200, as everybody was able to gather it up at race control, throwing the flag here, and we have our second caution of the evening. And partner, you got a copy there, buddy, as we just witnessed our second caution, and wow. Okay then.
Less than just a few laps, too. Full access for it being used. Wonder if it's Peyton Bass. Oh, look at that. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, wouldn't be a surprise, you know. Seen it last week, might see it again this week. Who knows? Man just wants to go road course racing.
Now, mind you, I do want to throw out the fact that There are a few names in here that are trying to fight to get to that top position behind that dominant 88 car of Tyler Honeycutt. One of his rivals that is fighting him right now, his first race in this series, is that 52 car that we saw before sit next to him in P2. That guy, Mr. Lax, has not raced an official session league-wise for almost an entire year and is already sitting in that top line. So it's showing a little bit of dominance here tonight from David Callahan Racing, which might give Ghost Motorsports that extra edge that they needed from last week to possibly either take it again and go back to back or possibly see a new winner for a different team this week.
I mean, that's the question. It's still there. The Ghost Motorsports, though, proving their dominance early on. But like you said, there's teams out here that can possibly prove a challenge. Teams like David Callahan Racing. I'm even going to throw out teams like Sandcastle Racing. They have some heavy hitters. I mean, that's all I'm saying. And you also got other teams out there. Going to go ahead and say Hot Shot Motorsports. Hey, look, Robert Monday. Brandon McGee, guys like that. They're going to be killing it. And I'm looking at, this race to get a little crazy as we move on into the evening. We got a long way to go. The lights are going to come on eventually, and we're going to see some fun nighttime racing here, partner. I couldn't be more excited.
I can't be more excited right alongside of you as well. Like we said, these tires are going to be slick until that track cools down a little bit, but that they're going to have to wait until that pace car's lights turn on and the lights around the track as well for that to happen. Until that time, we are going to be sitting here patiently waiting, just like the rest of the cars, to see who is going to be able to take this entire race. Now remember, folks, if anybody new is tuning in here, there are no stages. This is practically an entire endurance race. So these drivers are not going to be able to get that stage break to possibly recoup like you normally would and come back a little bit harder. These drivers are going to have to do 150 laps consecutive, except for their pit cycles.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The pit cycle is the only break that these teams could possibly see. And so, with that being said, these cautions, that these drivers are definitely going to take advantage of it. Something that they don't want to see, of course, but something that if it happens, the drivers are going to take advantage of it.
Oh, absolutely, and as you should. If a driver is sitting there, and it's now or never, that would really be the time to say, you know what, let's put a different strategy to the test that we haven't been able to use yet, or at least implement and see if it works. You don't have much to lose, only just a win.
Well, right here, these guys going back green, put all of it back on the table. Lap 17 of 150. Tyler Honeycutt blasting out in front once again as the pair of Owen, Lax, and of course Peyton Bass go side by side once again. Now even out in single file as they look to chase down the leader.
Chase down the leader it is. Lax only sitting 0.2 behind right now. Just first lap back green, but you're going to have to watch as these laps go on here. Lap 18 of 150. These next 3 laps, you're going to see this field dwindle out a little bit on distance to each other.
And look at this. I talked about them a little bit, but look at this. Coming up through the field, partner, you're looking at a number of guys like the 46 of Bradley Minor. You're also looking at guys like Robert Monday. He's moved into the top 8 now as he continues to move up through the field. Guys like Thornton there in P10. A lot of people making moves towards the front, and it's only going to get wilder and wilder. And partner, there's a guy that just entered the top 5 as well.
Absolutely. David Callahan now in the top 5, sitting just 3 positions behind his other car, that 52 in a Chevy, as we will switch to see the manufacturers on your tower right now.
In a Chevy-dominated top 10 at this point, you have a few Toyotas sprinkled out in there, but so far, Chevy dominance in that top 10 And the question is going to come to be is, when will a Chevy make their way to the front, or can anyone get around that speedy car of Tyler Honeycutt? We're about to find out as the move right there getting made for position. That looked like I'm not sure who that was. That battle back there for position. Let's see if we can't get a look
That
as
is
they go by.
Gage Burns,
That
Joshua Thornton right there fighting for 9th, 10th.
right there, a great battle between those two. And they're continuing to race it out. A lot of battles throughout this race, but so far it seems like the main pack has gone single file for the most part. Everybody getting in line, getting in order to try to ride out a few laps here. Now the battle between Robert Monday and Thornton going back and forth here for P number 8. The battle heating up here side by side as they go around the track once again. 1 and 2 able to push that 57 on Monday to the outside. Thornton able to hold on for a little bit, but here comes the run from Monday. Will he try to make a move? No. Gives him the bumper, sends him to the corner, but that more helps Thornton than anything. That 57 looks to have a handling issue as well. He's dealing with that out of the turn. We saw that little wiggle there, partner, and that's a lot for a driver to be able to hold on to.
Absolutely. This is a track. In these cars, it will sling you to that outside wall if you are not careful enough. So it is going to take a lot of meticulous movements with that wheel in that car to kind of make sure you're not doing so much. As you see here from that helmet cam right now, they're really holding on tight. You see small adjustments. That's all you really need. If you make too big of an adjustment, you're going to break that back end out loose. Hugging that wall and going into that low apex is very important here in these corners.
And caution is out once again. Another on-track incident here at Nashville. And we might have seen an instant of what you were talking about a little too much input. Let's go to the instant replay and see the instant that has pulled out our third caution of the day. We already saw smoke from the previous corner. Yeah, it just looks like cars getting loose there, and the 15 gets slammed into the wall. That is the 15 of Gary Miller. Definitely unfortunate for him. Going to look back at that later as he limps that car to pit road. But ladies and gentlemen, while we're on our third caution here, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more ARN action.
Is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it. They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Trish on the bottom. Richard's going to hold the inside. tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors but keep it clean.
As that still 4 wide on the run down in the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh
and
my
to the
goodness.
line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
And welcome back to action here live at Nashville Speedway here on ARN, the only place to catch the action of the Wright Time ARCA series. And we are catching it live here. Replay going around. It seems we're about to get the ticker right back up for you as we look to go back green here shortly as these guys make that cycle around the track once again. And here we are back live at the track. The ticker getting brought up once again for you as now out of turn number 4, the leader leading us back to the starting stripe. Green flag back in the air for the Wright Time ARCA series at Nashville. Tyler Honeycutt continuing to lead this pack of cars as the entire field has been built up for this race so far. We have the time trial up for you in the corner, but the laps getting marked as well. Just give us a moment as we switch everything out. Tyler Honeycutt continuing to lead Owen Lax and the rest of the field by a good margin here. Able to break out a pretty decent gap off the first lap already, about a 5-car length gap between Honeycutt and Lax. For your top few drivers here, you can see they're trying to get single filed out, but Peyton Bass getting an early challenge right here from the 46 car of Bradley Minor as he's able to make a move inside of Peyton Bass to try to get inside the top 3. Not sure if he'll be able to make the move just yet, but battles throughout the rest of the field here litter this racing surface as the nighttime quickly approaches. Everybody trying to get position before the entire field has to switch up strategies for the feel of the car itself, as everything will change as soon as the lights turn on and the nighttime surface cools down this track. Once again, throughout the field, and our 4th caution rages once again here at the Ghost Motorsports 200. The 4th caution flying in the air this evening, and let's take a look and see what has happened in the back of the field to bring out our 4th caution of the night.
A little confused actually, because looking at their telemetry right here from the track itself, it's showing that a yellow was thrown, but it's not showing that there was a crash. So I would like to go back and just go to that ARN blimp cam and see if we can see anything that we don't like. Few passes made in the back end. This is 24th position right now that we are looking at, that 26 car of Gage Burns. Nothing in their pack. Looks like it might be a little bit far behind them, might be Mickey Stewart. Let's roll back a little bit, see if we can find that. He looked like he went off track a little bit.
Actually, back it up some. I think I see it. There was a car in the wall behind them. Let's go and take a look back there. There seems to be a car in the wall, turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, just hard trying to figure out exactly who that is because, of course, the telemetry did not say anything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Yeah, it's a little
everybody
difficult
in the...
there.
I was about to say, give it up for the tech guys in the booth. You know, got Gotta love it. Not me, not T-Bone, just the tech guys. You know, give it up for them. Big round of applause.
Round of applause necessary because I get there was obviously some type of incident on the track. It wasn't enough for a crash, so it just could have been two people getting into each other a little bit, slowed some of the pace on the racing surface down, which was granted for the caution. Valid reason to throw the caution out before anybody does get involved. So good move on the race control's part.
And Toya 231, we want to thank you for helping us reach our follower goal here on T-Bone 6007 underscore for, you know, being the home of ARN, being able to hit 70 followers. We want to thank everybody out there in chat for joining us, being a part of the ARN family. And T-Bone, look, we already know the announcements coming forward. We know there's a lot more coming ahead there, partner. Definitely excited about the future of the channel and the brand itself. But strategy is hitting us extremely hard here because the entire field is starting to shake up their partner.
Yeah, there's a big moves right now, especially in the top 10 alone. Matt is now sitting in first place. He has not been in that top 5 so far. Austin McMines behind him. Chad Sturlow now in third. Kevin Nolf in fourth with Matthew Worrall in fifth. Mark Morton has now officially moved up to sixth place in that 3 car. And in seventh place, it is Donnie Honeycutt and Dominic Hunter. There are 7 Fords now in the top 10. Actually, there are 8 Fords in that top 10 themselves.
Yeah, and going back green was the entire field shakeup. It's going to be interesting to see how chaotic this gets. I mean, the field is basically flipped, and we see near 4 wide at the back of the pack, 3 wide near the front, and a huge wreck. Back there, a big spin, and that's a big one. That's collecting multiple cars in the back of the pack.
Yeah,
and it all started
that's
off the
gonna hurt.
spin. Yeah, I was about to say that all started off the spin from the 54 Joshua Thornton. Look at this, near 5 wide, 4 wide for a moment in the back, and contact there causing the 54 to spin in front of the field. And look at this, impacts all over the place. The 46 involved, the 6 involved. It looks like multiple other cars are involved as well. A lot of these guys just went down pit road. The 8 involved. Got to look at a lot of these drivers. The 87 also, he qualified near the front. He is involved. That's the 87 of Caleb Hess. You're looking at the 8 of Thaddeus Friel, the 6 of Wayne Isabel. A lot of guys involved in this one.
Colin Carpenter in that 13 also got involved. He went nose up into the wall, collected another car. Gary Miller did go off track, but it seems like he was able to avoid most of that wreck right there. So you're going to have at least a good 5 to 7 cars possibly in pits this time, as there's about 6 right now, few exiting as well.
Yeah, and let's try to go on board if we can. If we can get back to the onboard cam, I want to take a look at the helmet cam of Caleb Hess, if it's possible, if we had the recording device on him. Let's see how his view from that wreck looked, because it looked like he nearly missed it, but also got involved as well. Let's see if we can go back, take a look at that. There it is, the pointed camera at that 87, and let's see if the helmet cam is working for that driver. And there it is right here. They all dive into turn 1. Let's take a look at this. Chaos in front of them. You see the contact up ahead, and you know something big is happening here, and just nowhere to go, it seems like, against that 8 car, and meets the outside wall as well. Should be minimal damage though, but that 87 just couldn't fully avoid that incident there, Tyler.
No, could not avoid the incident all the way, but just like we saw David Callahan threading the needle, Caleb Hess, a driver of David Callahan, he is also able to thread that needle as well following last week's little bit of craziness at Daytona, one of the most beautiful plate tracks to run. So it seems like that team has pretty good skills about avoiding a wreck at all costs to minimize the damage on that vehicle so they could stay out for this endurance run.
Well, personally, as your friend, longtime driver, and longtime competitor against you, don't you wish you had that type of skills? Because we know your history.
Oh
Anyways,
no, so funny. So funny.
I mean, I had to. I had to. You can't blame me. You can't blame me. But
You're not
the fifth
wrong.
caution, we
That's why I'm
both.
in the booth.
Let's be honest. I was about to say, all of us as racers, we've all been there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I never left it. That's the problem.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh well, these guys all getting lined up once again to go green here at Nashville. The lights on the pace car are off once again as they look to go green. Matt Bianchi there up front in that 35 machine. He is going to lead us back to green here at Nashville, lined up next to McMines and green flag back in the air. There goes that 30. I believe that's the 35 machine. I might be reading that wrong, but the 35 machine of Matt Bianchi back to the point, back out front. And now Matthew Worrell, it seems, able to move up into P2. Everybody spreading out once again. Positions going to be coming at a premium at lap 38 of 150. Everybody trying to get that well-needed track position back. But as everybody spreads out, it's going to become more and more difficult to knock down positions. Right here, coming to lap 39 of 150. This entire top 10 all shuffling around. We got three wide racing there near the back of the pack, and caution is out once again. That was a recipe for disaster with three wide, almost four wide into turn one, and it has led to our sixth caution of today. And for all those that were hoping to see a green flag run, welp.
Welcome to Nashville.
Welcome to Nashville. Oh, Lord, let's take a look and see what happened. 3 by 3 for 3 rows deep.
We need the ARN blimp cam for this action here.
Ooh, whoa.
Two drivers broke loose at the same time.
Call it 3 because one self-spun to avoid that incident as well. That looked a little not so advantageous.
No, and those cars involved were Aaron Wright, Owen Lax, and Logan Murray.
Owen Lax, he was near the front for a majority of that. And let's take a look. Let's see who self-spun here in the back. That's the 51 as well. The 51 of Brock Piper involved as well. But Owen Lax getting involved with T-Bone. Remember, he was up front for a majority of the start of the race, racing against guys like Donnie and Tyler Honeycutt in Peyton Bass and several of the guys up front. Caleb Hess, just unfortunate getting caught up in that one. He got turned going into turns 1 and 2, and that's the issue with the strategy game as guys flip strategies and you get shuffled around, lose that track position. You could get involved in more and more incidents, and that's what we're seeing right there.
Yeah, Owen Lax right now entering pit road, possibly using that one singular fast repair all drivers are given, which would be unfortunate because only 40 laps have been completed here. So he still has roughly almost 110 laps to go without that fast repair. That damage time accrued over the rest of these laps are going to be a very big pivotal moment for a lot of the drivers that aren't in that top 5, top 10 contention and or are in that top 5, top 10 contention, especially between 1 through 3. Now, right now, our top 3 starting this grid are going to be the 79 of Matthew Worrall, someone who has not led a race or this race so far this season. Chad Sturlow, which is going to try to get that position over that 79, and no one other than the 3-car of Crazy Train, Mark Morton. A David Callahan racing driver right now, trying to kind of combat the damage that Owen just took and keep that team momentum going.
Yeah, and you can see, not to mention, you got guys like Honeycutt back up front. That's Donnie Honeycutt back towards the front, and David Callahan himself in that P6 position. So you see a lot of these guys starting to get a resurgence as this race goes on, heading back to the front or getting towards the front for the first time this race. But Matthew Worrall going to be leading them back to green once again. This is first few laps led here under caution, and he is going to definitely take the opportunity to be in the lead for as long as he can, and hopes to continue that here under green. The lights still on the pace car. Not sure if, I don't believe we're going green this time by, despite being doubled up. It's going to be, they might have extended it by 1. And so they will go around once again. Them going around, let's do a quick interview real quick. And I just have a few questions to ask for this certain person. Brianna Laurent is expert and Tyler up in the booth. And after your wreck last week, how are you in the car?
Okay, Matt, I'm being interviewed. God damn. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, we'll send you back to the team chat. Not sure what's going on. I don't know if
people don't know how to restart here.
Credit where credit's due on that.
I don't know. I saw that guy. Somehow somebody went flying through me.
Well, don't get sent back to the hospital, but we'll let you go back to focusing on the restart.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, you talk about we had the neon green gloves last week, and now we had the matte. Damn it, I'm being interviewed. So you gotta love it.
Love it indeed. Love it indeed. Which I believe there's supposed to be a little Easter egg on that car somewhere. I want to see that before we get this restart going here. On that 48 car, we're gonna have to pay attention to it because if I'm not mistaken, I heard them in pits talking about there's a green glove on that vehicle.
Well, we're gonna have to go and take a look, but right here, getting back underway, Worrall leading them back to the front. Oh, Matt Worrall there has led a total of 3 laps, none under green until now. He hopes to hold off a hard-charging Mark Morton and the rest of that field behind him as he leads them down the back straightaway, heading to turns 3 and 4. And you can see it is getting darker and darker under this Nashville sky. Go ahead, Tyler.
Now, notably, if you do see, Matt is one of our highest, well, I wouldn't say the highest, but one of our highest movers right now within that top 5. He has gained 10 positions from his start.
Big wreck in the back.
Yellow.
Yeah, exactly. Another yellow, but a big wreck there in the back. And look at this funky T-Bone rating with 23 viewers. Gotta love it. Thank you for the raid party, my friend. But let's take a look here at the back and see what caused this wreck. This is just outside the top 5 in front of the entire field.
We have found another T-Bone, lady. We have found another T-Bone.
But right there, let's take a look back on the ARN blimp cam. Let's go back and see, because I think
trying to figure out who that was.
I'm not sure if it was the 71. It looked like a black car. I'm not sure.
We got a
let's
few
head more
of them.
towards the 13. Front. Well, let's head more towards the front. It's going to be whoever is right behind the 71. It might be James Bolka. Let's take a look. Yeah, check up there. Leads to the spin. And look at this. Look at this, multiple cars involved. Tyler Honeycutt involved, and everybody just trying to play scramble. And that leads to the 8 and more getting involved in the back, the 29, the 23, the 6, all getting involved.
Yeah, it's it's a little difficult there, unfortunately, for a lot of these drivers right now. Like we stated, 45 laps out of 150. Seventh caution of the night here at Nashville. This was something that we did expect to happen. This track is very slick when the sun is still out. So unfortunately, until that sun slowly keeps setting as it is right now, you already see the pace car has its lights turned on, which means we are just moments away from getting track lights on, but that probably still isn't doing anything for the weather. Now, while we have this opportunity under caution, we will throw that up on the screen there in the corner as you see. Track temps all the way on the bottom of that bracket is 79 degrees Fahrenheit on that track right now, which means those tires are heating up even, I would say, twice as fast as they would if this was a night race. With it being only 76 degrees in the air, 79 on the track, that air is good enough to keep that car down, but with the track temp, it is not good enough to keep those tires stuck to that track.
Yeah, and that's going to send those guys all over the place. They're going to need a trusty pair of gloves to be able to hold on to these race cars. Speaking of a trusty pair of gloves, let's talk to and take a look at that 48 of Jeffrey Bourne under this caution. Jeffrey, it is Expert and Tyler up in the booth, and calm down on the gloves. Leave them alone there, buddy. How are you doing out there on track? That 48 looks like it's seen better days.
Yeah, it's been a rough race. I still got these ugly gloves on, so don't worry.
Oh, Lordy. God,
Yeah,
suffering in the racing with the gloves. It's not a good combination, huh?
Yeah, it's been just a complete rough day. Looking at the gloves, getting wrecked, getting ran over. It's just been a absolute day, and it's not even halfway.
Well, I mean, at least you got the gloves to keep you company.
Yeah, gives me a little pep, gives me a little motivation to try to drive through these guys.
God, just focus on the gloves and get into the front. But we're gonna let you go. We just had to give you a spotlight after last week. Don't worry, I think Brianna won up to you on the accidental hop mic this week. So we'll catch you later, buddy. Hopefully you get things turned around. We might be talking to you in Victory Lane.
I hope so. Have a good broadcast, guys. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Gotta love it. Jeffrey having the time of his life right now. I can tell you that.
I did tell him I would throw in a Jason Bourne reference, and Jesus Christ, it's Jeffrey Bourne.
We're back green flag as he exits off of pit road. And look, I got to give credit where credit's due. That is absolutely amazing. But what's also amazing, Matt Wardall in that plain blue car, you got to love it. He's playing tricks on us without the number on there. But heading down the back straightaway in that Chevrolet machine, he holds on to the lead as we continue on here at Nashville. That sun peeking out once again. It's playing tricks on us as well. It looked like it was about to go nighttime, but no, that sun's still alive and well as we hit 1/3 through this race, lap 50 of 150 here at the Ghost Motorsports 200. And now Warhol facing his toughest test yet. Donnie Honeycutt is back at the front. P number 2 for the pole sitter right now, and he is looking to challenge back for that lead that he had earlier. In fact, he tries to go low, and Warhol slams the door on him, calling an eviction notice, partner. No more knocking on that one. Donnie Honeycutt has to re-up and re-deliver, but the only thing getting delivered right now is a caution flag, and wow. Contact there, big contact, big wreck. And that is going to bring out our 8th caution flag of the evening of the Ghost Motorsports 200. And I think with 8 cautions, I don't think this is a testament to the talent of this field. I think this is a testament to the difficulty of this track there, T-Bone.
Yeah, the difficulty of this track is certainly showing right now. Obviously, there are all different ranges of driving, strategy, and just comfortability. Of course, we are multiple different licensed class drivers are in this race, so that could be some of that situation like we just saw there. Logan Murray was involved in that crash, James Edward Jr. and John Marino, all different licenses. uh, so I feel like between the slickness, the track strategy, and then just a little bit of that eagerness to get that position, that's kind of what you're seeing here in that replay.
Well, right now you can see not one, not two, but three and more cars getting involved in that instant. Definitely a lot of guys not having a good day towards the back of the pack. And now the question will be, where do these guys stand as we are already 1/3 through this race, just under 100 more laps to go. All these guys that have this damage without possibly a faster pair left in the bank, where does that put these guys in the final part of the race?
See, if I was a driver that has already had to use my fast repair for this race, only have 5 sets of tires, spinning isn't going to help. It's going to create a little bit of a dead spot on those tires, bring those center temps up, and that's really going to affect it. So if I was already involved in 1+ accidents at this point in time where I've had to use my fast repair, I would really kind of just wanting to be sitting in the back. It's a little controversial to have that take. A lot of people feel like the back is where you're going to catch more of a wreck, but it's a better place to be than the front. Within the front, you have to consistently burn that gas. You have to stay on the throttle. 75% tank limits here, so that's really not what some drivers prefer. Me personally, if I was in one of those cars, I would be just comfortably sitting at the back, trying to avoid as many wrecks as possible, locking up brakes if necessary, because the more people wreck and use those fast repairs, the more people are going to have 5+ minutes in pits, possibly fixing that damage, which then gives you that position to possibly move up 4 to 5 spots. You do that slowly over the next 100 laps, and you could walk away with a win. So that's my take. Of course, everybody's a little bit different. You've seen Donnie go into pits earlier. He's now back cycled to the lead. David Callahan tried to stay out of a lot. He is that 2 car warming his tires up right there in that beautiful ocean cleanup car. So he hasn't, he's been away from a lot of the wrecks. You're starting to see that time to shine. But the longer that happens, it's going to give guys the time to catch up. Gage Burns, he was in a wreck before and now sitting in 8th place. Caleb Hess was in a wreck before, now sitting in 10th because of these wrecks. Matt in that 35 car, right behind Hess, was in a wreck earlier at the back of the pack. So you're already seeing a lot of that shaping up, already starting to happen because of these cautions.
Yeah, well, with the green flag back out once again, let's take a look towards the front with our leaders as these guys get cycled back around. Green flag back out, and we see it right here. Honeycutt back out front, lap 54 of 150, and you can see the separation in the field behind them as everybody is so spread out. I mean, 1 and 2 has basically left the field at this point.
Absolutely. And if you did pay attention to that restart, for anybody watching that wasn't keen to that, because of the amount of cautions they've had so far, that was the first single file restart for that race, which is what has contributed to that 1.5 second gap between Honeycutt and Sturlow in second and third. That restart was possibly to try to clean up some of these first laps. If you've noticed, that's where a lot of our cautions are coming out. They're getting about 1.5 to 2.25 laps around the track, and someone's losing it in the back end. So very wise on the race control on this track to make that single file call, because now we are able to go around the line for the second lap back green here with no cautions. Hopefully there's not a commentator's curse.
Yeah, and right now, as everybody is continuing to run through this green flag run, as we follow with the ARN blimp, I just want to go ahead and say shout out to David Callahan, who has worked his way through the field, now taking the lead over Donnie Honeycutt as this race continues to go on. Finally, that number 2 of Callahan out front. We know how much he's battled throughout this race to get up there and finally to the point for Callahan. But don't sleep now, because that pole sitter sitting P2, he could definitely get right back up there.
I feel like after tonight, what we're seeing from David right now, if he is able to hold this for the rest of this race, you might have to walk away calling him Mr. November, a.k.a. Derek Jeter, someone that is well known for sitting under pressure and being confident. You can see it in his eyes when David hits a track. He is very poised, very focused, and it's a mental mind game with him every race. Right now, he has been talking strategy with his team all throughout the race. Throughout this week, they have been in practice, and right now it is showing for them. As he is leading this race, he has another driver in the top 10. Two drivers, excuse me, in the top 10 right now. Him being the most dominant one out of all of this, while his other driver, Owen, is still trying to get that momentum to get back up into that top 10.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers, just want to go ahead and mention, there's a lot of guys who are currently labeled as out of this race. Piper being one of them, but several guys listed throughout the field, all shifting around. And another caution, our ninth caution is out, and talk about a huge wreck, and it's still going on.
My, oh my. You've
And
got
they're
to wonder at
still
this
wrecking
point in
in the
time.
back.
I mean, look at the 57's car. It's completely bare.
Some of these guys are driving modifieds.
Non-wings, shall you say.
Oh, Lordy. Somebody help these fellas for a moment.
Let's hit that ARN blimp cam as we follow Chad Sturlow, one of the guys that was racing marked on telemetry in this wreck.
And look at
You
this,
see
just
that
a
little
stack
bit
up.
of a bump. Just a little bump in that corner is all it took. Oh my.
What a hit. That 57 hit a ton. I'm not even sure who that was. That was the 07. That 57, look at this. The wreck is going to happen in front of them. Look at how hard that Lowe's machine comes in and just piles it. Oh my God.
Let's see if we could find that 57's in-car cam.
That was the 07 of Cooper Liardi, and somebody needs to go and check on him.
Go to the gyro cam for this one.
Right here out of the corner, just nowhere to go.
Good God.
Just a long for the right after that point. Literally nowhere for him to go.
What a deadly wreck there. See if we can get the 07's perspective here. Might have to roll that back once again and try to pay attention as all of that happened and went under. Now this is the 07's gyro cam. His in-car cam here. You see this, the first bump that initiated his spin out, and here comes that 57.
Yeah, huge impact there to that 07 machine, and just you can tell by the way he's having to drive it, that rear axle is completely bent sideways. I mean, he's crab walking down the front straightaway.
Hey, look at that wheel. He's upside down trying to drive it straight.
Let's go back live to Cooper Liardi. I mean, you got to give credit for him to be able to take that hit. And he's able to go back on track.
Might have used that fast repair. I would have too. I wouldn't have sat through any of that repair.
About to say, if you're crab walking, it's either you take the fast repair or you call it a night, because yeah, that would have taken way too long.
Way too long indeed. And as he catches up with the rest of the pack, we now have Peyton Bass Mr. Chicane himself and the 26 of Gage Burns side by side, taking this green flag for the 9th caution restart of this race here at the Ghost Motorsports 200.
We go green flag back in the air. The 24 of Peyton Bass leading them once again. Lap 63 of 150. As these guys continue to make laps around this near mile-and-a-half track.
Slowly but surely starting to thin out already at that top. You see it. There's already almost a half a second plus gap from first to third. And just in 6th place, they are already almost a second and 3/4 off pace of that 24 car, Peyton Bass, right now. So the pack is already starting to differentiate up. But that 26 beautiful Sunny D car is rolling after that Gatorade, saying, hey, man, you might be the dominant drink now, but look who I used to be. Here I come.
That shows you how much of a... Yeah, I'm going to roast you a little bit there, partner.
Oh,
That's
God,
not even
here
a
it
Gatorade
goes.
car. That's not even a Gatorade car. Come on.
Is it a Georgia? Oh, I can't see. I'm looking.
Car.
You know how high up off the ground we are, buddy? All I see is a G on that hood, and it's almost in the style of a Gatorade logo.
God, you have one kid and you turn into a grandpa.
Well, it's
Come
okay.
on now.
You know what? It's okay. I'm not even a Georgia fan. It's either Ole Miss or Ohio State Buckeyes, buddy.
You are not him. You
Stop the soundboard. I already knew. You got too quiet. I already knew what was coming. But back to this action right now.
Too many options.
Gage looks like he is slowly trying to make his way on that inside of that 24 car. You see the top 3 on your screen. Bass, Burns, and Thornton. 26, 24, and 54 all battling it out right now. The 79 of Warall not too far behind them with the 9, giving him a little bit of pressure there on the high line, able to keep it clean out of that corner for the 9 to take the advantage, but will he be able to hold it in the corner is the question. Still see that fight on the front line. 3 cars in that front pack. 3 cars in that second pack. Gary Miller trying to catch up as much as possible, but then you have Kevin Nolf, Dominic Hunter. Only 2 cars right there. Behind them is the Ghost Motorsports, Donnie Honeycutt and Tyler Honeycutt sitting together. Behind them, outside of your top 10, is David Callahan, that 2 car you saw lead a couple of laps. The 78 car of Aaron Wright sitting behind them. Mark Morton separating David Callahan by 1 car. Matt is sitting back there in position 14 right now, trying to gain his way back up to that top, with Omar Rodriguez not too far behind him, about off by half a second. Brandon McKee and Caden Watts fighting it out to try to catch up that pack in front of them. Chad Strullo and Owen Lax are officially back in the action with this pack, as you see the rest of the field slowly behind them, trying to make up that time that some of them have lost due to those cautions.
Yeah, and guys trying to get back on the pathway for it, I should say, and trying to get close to the lead, but the leader, Peyton Bass, still remaining in firm control of this one, as he is holding off that second place battle between Thornton and I believe that is Burns.
There's Gage
Thornton
Burns.
And Burns. Yep, Gage Burns. Those 2 battling it out for P2, giving the best view to the leader. But right here, as we head throughout the rest of the pack here, before we even get a chance to play, 10th caution back here live here on this one. And partner, these guys are definitely fighting a strategy battle now, as we have not yet approached halfway with 10 cautions here on this one.
No, we have not been able to approach halfway without a wreck happening. And unfortunately, some of these drivers have got to be getting to a point where it's like, all right, this is a little too much. We need to tone it down a bit. but only time will tell if that is going to be prevalent or even possible at this point in time. You know, there's got to be a lot of momentum, tempers flaring. We've already heard Brianna earlier. She got in the call, was a little annoyed because she was still trying to deal with a lot from her crew itself. So there is some discourse on the track right now between a lot of these drivers, and it's not something you want to see too early in this race. We are barely halfway through right now. 10 cautions of the night, only 70 laps completed.
Well, right now I can go ahead and say 10 cautions in. These guys all been a little bit rowdy tonight, but you got to give it up. It's the Music City T-Bone. Somebody's smashing a electric guitar after this one. We have it in the
For
budget, right?
sure.
It's in the budget, right?
Listen, that's out of my department. I'm told to click a button and pay attention to the race.
I mean, I figure I'd ask. I mean, you know, I'm trying to get one of those cowboy hats. I will say that.
You can ask, but I will not be the one answering that question because I will not be recorded saying something that is not true that's going to bite me in the back end, and I'm not dealing with it.
Ah. Oh Lord. Okay. Well, we might have to pull in Aaron or one of them in a few laps later. I know they're still dealing with stuff right now. But Peyton Bass out front in that 24 Georgia machine, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. That
I
guy's
mean, that
been holding
Gatorade
on.
car.
Oh, don't even start. Don't even start. In fact, I'm gonna let him roast you for it too, because here we go. Let's see. Peyton, it's Expert and Tyler up in the booth. You got a copy there, buddy. Peyton, you got a copy.
Marco. Some drivers might not have their radios tuned to want to listen to us tonight. I don't blame them.
I don't blame him either. I mean, especially when you calling the Georgia logo Gatorade. I mean, you give me a break here.
You're only offended because you're a Georgia fan as well, and you guys ain't been doing too hot, so I
No,
wouldn't defend them to the death.
whoa. Wait a minute. I will happily roast myself and say I am nowhere near a Georgia fan. I am a Clemson fan, and yes, Clemson has not been doing. Yeah, it's even worse. Georgia has been doing hot. I'll give them credit where credit's due. I'm not going to take the credit. I bleed orange and purple there, partner.
Yeah, you should have just let it go. Should have just let go and
let
God. You made yourself look worse.
Hey, you talked about untrue statements. We can't be making those. Come on now.
But unfortunately, 10th caution here of the night. Peyton Bass still sitting in the lead. Mr. Chicane himself. He's led 14 laps so far. Few of those have been under caution, as the 3 here will be as well. The question is he going to be able to hold off the pressure from around him? That 54 of Josh Thornton, the only Toyota sitting in the top 5 right now. Then you also have Matthew Worrall, Austin McMines, and Gary Miller rounding out the rest of your top 5. This has practically been a Chevy-dominant race right now up until this point. You only have 3 Chevys sitting in the top 5, and roughly, I think, another 4 sitting in top 10. So right now they're pretty spread out, and these Toyotas are able to slowly start making that advantage back up to that front.
And right here, I would not be surprised to see another caution get thrown, because I'm pretty sure I just saw an incident in the back to see us go 4 wide. But it seems like we are staying green to this moment. Officially halfway, lap 75 of 150, as everybody seems to be getting single filed out here towards the back of the pack. Peyton Bass leading them under green once again. He's holding off Joshua Thornton and a host of other cars inside that top 5, as the rest of this pack continues to make their laps, try to get in their spaces, try to get in their rhythms here, as we have yet to have a full green flag run there, partner.
No, and I know these drivers right now are itching just to at least get 10, maybe 25 laps green. Let them feel a tire run. Let them feel a gas run. You've seen a lot of people cycle out. Our top 10 has not stayed consistent so far throughout this night, and that is leading to those 75% tank limits. It is a very good thing you want, but we have another caution out in the back. The 11th caution of the night, and that looks like it's coming from the 18 of Dominic Hunter.
Let's take a look here, see what happened to that 18 machine here to pull out another caution. And it seems contact in front of them leading to that, and multiple cars involved on that one. Unfortunately, he is the only one, or fortunately enough, he is the only one to get turned around, but able to keep it going there. It seems like not much damage to the 18. Perhaps he will not have to use a fast repair, and he'll be able to get back into this one pretty easily.
See, something I would like to note, the car that did spin him didn't lock up their brakes. It almost caused more incidents to come. As a seasoned racer myself, that is something you kind of have to pride yourself on is safety at all times. Even if you were a car that spun, you have to lock up those brakes and minimize as much damage to your, not only your car, but the rest of the field around you. Because if you're able to lock up those brakes and stay in a position where someone's able to kind of understand and possibly suggest where you will be going, or predict, I shall say, where you will be going, then it's a lot better. You don't have to waste that fast repair if you already haven't. You don't have to sit in the pits for at least 5 to 7 minutes if you get slammed like the 07 did earlier. So, that is something I would like to see a little bit more from these drivers. As soon as they are spun, just boom, lock those brakes down, hold that wheel straight, don't try to turn, get out of the way, resave it. Just pay attention to a possible minimum damage control.
Well, right here, you're exactly right. And with a lot of these guys already using fast repairs, you got to ask yourself, who can make the long trek to the end? Because now, especially if you've used the fast repair, it's a battle. It's going to be a battle all the way to the end on how far can you go, how much can you hold on to basically the situations you've been dealing with what you have as far as your car. You know, how aggressive can you be? It controls everything from aggression to strategy to everything of the sort to even how you obtain, you know, track position. These guys are battling a lot of questions. And as the race continues to go on, we're just past the halfway point. How will they be able to attack this race as the variables constantly start changing? It's going to be a question that gets answered here pretty soon. The lights just turned off on the pace car, and we're set to go back green here shortly.
And as you see that reflection from that pace car in front, like you said, the lights are on. This track, as you've noticed, it's not been tire spins right now. It has been a little bit of the bumps in the corner exiting spins. So you've got to wonder, yes, you see on the bottom of that bracket on that right side, the track temps are slowly coming down. When we first started this race, it was 79 degrees for track temps. It has only came down just a degree, but that is you're slowly starting to see the track cool down just a little bit. So I wonder if that is having a play on those tires right now. Obviously, we're still having cautions, but it's not for the previous reasons for the last, I would say, 7 cautions.
Well, right now, Joshua Thornton tallied as the leader. He will take us back green this time by in that 54 machine. Going through your top 10, Wardall, Nolf, Wright, Morton, Callahan, Sterlo, Isabel. Unfortunately, I no, that is Bourne and Liardi will round out the top 10. But Thornton, with a massive restart, they're able to get single file very early on as they dive into turn one. That entire first group all battling it out inside the top 10. looking to get single file as quick as possible, and it looks like everybody is able to find their spot. And as soon as that happens, caution is out once again.
Looks like that was James Balka in that one car, and James Edward Jr. in the 5, two Chevys that have unfortunately met each other once again tonight. You see right there that one car that's been about the reason for caution here the last 4 times around. It's just a little bit of pressure on that back bumper, and those cars are spinning.
And as James
see it again in slow motion here. Just a very slight tap, not even too much. Once again, 2 drivers that did not lock up their brakes. I feel like that 5 could have minimized that second hit if he were to hold those brakes. He wouldn't have kept sliding up into that wall as hard as he did, which possibly would have gave Balka that time to get around him. So unfortunately, once again, 2 cars in another caution, both down pit road this time by, followed by Dominic Hunter. James Edward Jr. is in. James Balka is in. Gary Wright is in pits, as well as Caleb Hess, as Joshua Thornton still holds the lead under caution here, with Matthew Worrall sitting behind him.
And right here, partner, as we're under caution, let's go ahead and take a word from some of our local sponsors here and see if see the green flag when we get back. Let's take a look at our sponsors.
To defend this contact very nearly. He just to the outside line. He breaks so much later. Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom. Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line.
And we are back live. Joshua Thornton leading this night race now under the lights here in Nashville. Lap 86 of 150 as these guys challenge the ever-changing course here at the concrete in Nashville. Music City has been a wild one so far. 12 cautions up to this point, But at lap 86 and 150, we are green, and that 54 is a rocket ship up front, leaving guys like Nolf, Morton, and more who get turned around. Morton goes spinning through the infield. Caution yet to be called. But since he is off the racing surface, I think he is good. But no more contact. That's the 48 of Bourne who is able to keep it going. Able to save it off of contact. These guys getting rough and rowdy here on lap 87. Morton with a tough break. Ends up spinning through the infield, but no caution called as he kept it off the racing surface. And at lap 88 of 150, these guys continue on here. Wild racing here in the back near 3 wide in some instances, a lot of 2 wide racing, a lot of battles for position. These guys are all over the place. Right now,
all over the place indeed.
And now there is the 13th caution of this evening. Not sure if an additional incident happened or if that was just a late call to the Morton incident. But now caution number 13 is out.
Seems like we had a few people off track. We'll go to the blimp cam and see if there was any contact. I feel like things just started getting a little shooken up in the back, and that's kind of what caused that flag to go out. But let's take a look, see if we see anything here ourselves. Oh yeah, there's a big wreck. Oh my lord. We're gonna have to go through the field and figure out who that was. That was a all-black car. Not many of them in this race. Telemetry is not showing anything for race reports. Oh, that's a little bit too far back. See if we can find anything here, race report-wise. It's a little tricky here to find this.
I was about to say, it seems like the, oh, there it is. Oh!
It's the 06 of Brianna Laurent once again.
She goes for a ride
2
again.
weeks in a row. Good God almighty, driver. At least she finished on her wheels this time. We're going to have to go in that car and see what happened. All right. So this is our gyro cam here for Brianna Laurent as she went airborne 2 weeks in a row. Ryan Priest Jr., I'm sorry. Here's the initial contact that sent her into the wall. Back end was picked up. And as you see there, that car is just rolling. Only did a barrel roll.
Wow.
Just one barrel roll.
Only one? She can't match the total from last week. Come on.
Kudos to the air flaps on the hood. They damn sure did their job there, saving her from an untimely demise. Once again, as she is now in pitch repairing that damage, you see that right front wheel is cocked sideways, and it is going to be for a little bit longer as her team's going to have to fix that damage. That is going to give Kevin Nolf his first time leading this race here. That's 79. Matthew Worrall behind him. He already knows what first tastes like. He's going back to it. The 2 car behind our leader in the low line is David Callahan. He's already had the lead himself, trying to take it back from the 71 and 79. He will. Cooper Liardi, 07 in the second line next to David Callahan. Then you have Chad Sterlo and Gage Burns, third line. DJ Norris, Peyton Bass, and Tyler Honeycutt and Logan Murray in that fourth line and fifth line to round out your new top 10 here after our 13th caution of the night.
And these guys getting set up and ready to go once again. Coming around. Green flag in the air once again at Nashville.
Green flag is back, but how long will it stay here? Some of these drivers are getting a little antsy in the back, trying to make their way up here as this fight for the front starts to happen. Nulf pulling away from Warhol just by 2/10 right now. If you look on that tower, left side of your screen, 9th place already a second and about 3/4 of the way back from the leader. A lot of cars out. Owen Lax is out for the night. Edwards out as well. I think we have Owen Lax, James Edwards Jr., Max Wiesner, Brock Piper. I think Thaddeus Friel is out as well. Pay attention to that the next time it goes around on your screen.
And caution is out once again. 14th caution of the evening here as we near 100 laps. Let's see what caused this caution as well.
See a little bit of loose movement there. Comes back down too sharp. Takes that 13's right front panel bumper out. Spins around on the track. Good job to that driver for taking away that possible front end wall damage there. Phenomenal job. I mean, just a few feet away from nosediving that wall. Believe Thornton has already used a fast repair here tonight. Could stand corrected on that, but still minimizing as much damage as possible. That is really the name of the game here when you're running the endurance races.
Well, right now, as these guys run this endurance race, it's been a wild one to this point. And I need to check on a driver. We tried talking to them earlier. Couldn't really get it worked out. But we just need to make sure that they are okay, especially after the past 2 weeks. Brianna, a.k.a. Ryan Priest Jr., do you have a copy?
I have a copy, and I was expecting this the minute that I started flipping.
Well, you're 2 for 2 on flips.
Great job.
I mean, I think you've set the record already at this point, this early in the season.
You know, I guess at least I've provided good content.
I mean, that's one way to put it. Hey, you gotta love the positivity. You gotta love it. So, any chance that 06 is getting fixed, or are you on your way to the hospital?
Well, I used my fast repair there, so, but, hey, Lucky Dog's coming high.
Wrong channel, Maya. We're in the admin channel.
But, yeah, I was hoping not to get airborne again.
Well, we certainly hope that for the rest of this race for you. Still a long way to go there.
All have to get together and have a chat.
At least it's good news that you got the Lucky Dog. Hopefully, this is a reset and Tyler. That
yeah,
is
I think that puts me like 1 lap down. So I should will get a Lucky Dog again, unless if I'm involved in something, which apparently I have propellers on my car.
Well, hopefully that means you could also fly to the front. Either way, still happy to still be talking to you. Hopefully, hopefully the race goes on for you, and we might be talking to you.
I hope so.
All right, we're gonna see you back, Brianna. Good luck for the night.
Thanks.
He said, well, I hope you got propellers to fly to the front.
Hey, gotta keep the positivity.
Oh,
you
man.
know?
Tough break once again for that 06 car, man. Cannot catch a break. I feel bad for her at points in times. I also feel bad for the car and the team having to repair that car weekly. Thankfully, it's always not her fault, but it still hurts just a little bit.
I mean, you've been on your fair share of flips, haven't you?
Not that aggressive. Not to the point where I should be reaching for the center console to play Lenny Kravitz. it's not. It's not really where
I
I'm
mean,
at. She wants to get away. She wants to fly away.
I mean, I put last week's date at Daytona International, and I could have swore she was warned by air traffic control not to go that high in the airspace again. But either way, Matt Worrell leading us back to green here at Nashville, lap 97 of 150 here, and Worrell back out front. He's been up in the lead before. He started just outside the top 10, but has proven to have top 10 speed,
caution.
especially with the amount of cautions that we've had, including this one, our 15th.
That is a huge stack up back
wow.
there. And Brianna caught in it once again. Main reason for the crash.
I think she checked up. I actually think she checked up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she made a little contact there. We're going to have to look at... Oh, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Let's take a look and see.
48 car. Made the first initial report on the 57. Oh! As you see the green glove there right in front of that right tire. And I think that's not the only thing he's cursing at this point in time. Actually, no, I think it's on the... Yeah, it's on the front panel. He was able to make it through the race, but I don't know if that car is going to be able to after that wreck. Good God. Here's Robert Monday. He was also a part of that wreck as well. That 57. Just boom! Right to that right front side from the 48. Right front tire of that 57 car literally hitting a stanky leg right there. Gary Wright also involved in that caution. It's unfortunate for him in that 27 car, just trying to fly by most of these guys, not make too much happen, and he got just a little bit connected in the back. I think it only called the 27 and the 06 because of the heavy braking on track. So I mean, that's a good thing. Only about 2 to 3 drivers involved in that situation, so thankfully that isn't the worst case scenario here for a lot of that damage on either of those cars. 06, as you just heard, used her fast repair earlier with the airplane 360 she did, able to make it through that to still gain some advantage there to the cars that are now obviously down pit road, giving her at least 2 spots. Back to the front, 79, Matthew Worrell started in 11th. Still currently sitting in first place, has led roughly 17 laps here. A few of those have been under caution. 07 of Cooper Liardi not too far behind him in second. Third place, you have Tyler Honeycutt, followed by Donnie Honeycutt from Ghost Motorsports, the title sponsor of this race.
These guys getting double filed, ready to go green here once again. Matt Worrell and Liardi lining up next to each other. Then you have the pair of Honeycutts behind them. Sterlo rounding out the top 5.
As we are slowly going around. Sorry, I read chat, saw what somebody put.
That was wrong for you, by the way.
I didn't do it.
Wrong.
I didn't do that. I have no control over that stuff. It just randomly pops up on my screen. Okay. We all know you're here, buddy. I'm gonna start calling you Josh Soundboard Franks.
I mean, it worked.
Pace car diving off the track once again for the 15th restart from a caution here tonight. Technically counted 16th from the initial restart as the green flag waved once again here. Matthew Worrell getting a good jump on that 88 car of Honeycutt to hold this lead right now. Tyler has been methodical this entire race so far. He's only touched that front just a little bit. We are on lap 101 out of 150. About 50 more laps to go here. And he is gunning for that lead position now as I thought he was about to go on the outside and try to make that run Smart man. He dug it deep and came back behind him low, staying in that draft. As you see, there's already a half a second gap to that third place car as Honeycutt is figuring out where the best time and place is to make his move to try to take that lead back.
Well, I really liked what he did right there. He backed up his entrance into turn one to give him this exit off of turn number 2, and now to the inside. Honeycutt challenging Worrell for the lead, and talk about making it look easy. New leader, Tyler Honeycutt, here on lap 102, coming to 103.
Absolutely. Already led 29 laps of this race so far. Finally back in that spot to lead possibly the rest of these laps here. Father Donnie Honeycutt not too far behind in that 22 car, only sitting one spot behind him. Matthew Worrell's the only one holding him up as Donnie shoots low. Didn't get that right there in that corner. You see he's trying to make it that Ghost Motorsports 1 and 2 right now. Donnie notably finishing in third last week. Contributed most of that to the strategy from that team, but will he be trying to challenge Tyler here for this race win and this lead? We're going to have to see. Donnie goes high to give Tyler that draft. Keep that lead going. A little bit of contact.
You got to give it up to Worrell. He just slammed the door on Donnie right there, and Donnie not too happy with it. Look at him go try to pull the power move on the outside of Worrell. Not going to be able to get it done. But right here, the pole sitter challenging here in the top 3 to try to move on up. Cooper Liardi sitting right there in the catbird seat. And yeah, right here, side by side, off of turn number 2. Here comes Donnie Honeycutt for the second place position. Boom. Gets it. Pole sitter moves to P number 2, looking to challenge his son, last week's winner, Tyler Honeycutt, for the lead this time by.
Ghost Motorsports officially sitting 1-2 right now, waiting to possibly see if anything will come about of this. Their other driver in that Toyota, the 46 of Brad Miner, sitting back in 33rd position right now. So these are the 2 cars dominating from Ghost Motorsports. You got to pay attention and watch what's going to happen here. The later the more laps and the later this race goes on, will they fight for that lead, or will they finish for a 1-2 position for Tyler to go back-to-back weeks?
Well, right now, Matthew Worrell trying to make sure that doesn't happen. He's staying in this battle partner as he moves back under Donnie Honeycutt. He's going to try to get to that P2 position, but that draft just too strong down the back straightaway.
Yeah, you can see that draft is really impacting him. He does not have much of that draft from Cooper. He's pretty close to him, but not enough for it to really negate the clean line that both Honeycutts are doing in that front. I would practically call it Honeycutt squared at this point in time, because they are just multiplying the time to the rest of this field right now. Worrell trying to keep up, gaining a little bit of time there. You see Liardi in the back, slowly getting back up to the bumper of that 79. But are they and will they work together to try to pass Honeycutt squared, or are they going to sit there and try to battle each other? Worrell goes low a little bit, gets that edge. Honeycutt goes high, but that has been his line this entire race. As you see, he is comfortable with those tires and is able to edge out Worrell just once again to take back second.
And the question is, as much as he's playing defense, how much is Donnie playing offense? Or is he even looking to challenge his son for that lead right now? Ghost Motorsports sitting 1 and 2 here with about 40 laps to go. Going to be 40 laps to go next time by. How long would they be able to hold on is the question. Can they hold these guys off? Worrell and Liardi both within striking distance for any possible mistake that may be on their horizon.
We'll see. And something you do have to remember, still have 40 laps here to go. Tires and gas are going to be a thing here. I do not believe these drivers will be able to finish out this run on the tank of gas they have now. Tires, big possible, but that also depends on how fresh these tires are and how long they've been on this car. So we're going to have to wait and see if we can get some green flag pit cycles to start here. Who's really going to cycle back out to the lead? Are both the Honeycutts going to be able to regain that dominant 1-2 position they're sitting in right now, adding time on the rest of the field, or will they have to work that position back up from the back? While they are sitting comfortably in the lead, let's look at the rest of our field here. Cooper's in P3. Logan Murray and Mark Morton fighting it out in 4th and 5th place right now, trying to gain that lead pack's momentum once again. Chad Sturlow by himself. Not too far behind him is DJ Norris. 8th place is Peyton Bass. Decent gap to the front and the rear of his car to Brandon McKee and DJ Norris. Brandon sits behind him in 9th place. Gary Miller rounding out your top 10, and you can see all of these top 10 drivers are pretty spread out here. There's about 15 drivers all in all. I at least say 13 drivers kind of slowly starting to get it packed back together, while the rest of the field is neither here nor there. You got 2 cars, Caden Watts, Kevin Nolf together. Wayne Isabel sits behind them with Mickey Stewart, not too far behind him. Brianna Lauren in 19th place, but she is a little bit ways to the back as you have some lap traffic in between all of these cars. Colin Carpenter is in 20th position. Jeffrey Bourne earlier, nasty wreck, able to maintain his speed right now with that car, sitting in 21st position. Matthew Warrar, our previous leader, in 22nd. David Callahan in second, in that 2 car in 23rd position. And Matt is out for the night.
Yeah, and you could see just guys having to deal with damage and pit strategy and such, basically changing up the entire strategy for a lot of guys and almost ending some nights for some others. But right now, the focus is on the battle for the lead as Tyler Honeycutt getting through lap traffic. That is the 54, Joshua Thornton right there, who is going to be the first victim of the lap down traffic to be going a lap down. But he is looking to battle back against our leader's partner as he wants to try to get that lap back. He is not going to give it up that easy.
Damn right about that. I wouldn't either if I was him. That lap is very important. If he gets put down, it might make or break him being able to get his lucky dog position. So I do not blame him, as it is allowed for a lapped car to be able to fight the leaders to regain his position, as long as it does not cause too much of a problem in that pack. You see he's let Donnie get around him right there. So now Liardi is going to have to fight that lap traffic. That is going to give Honeycutt Squared that momentum and edge to be able to pull away a little bit more if Liardi cannot get around that 54 car.
Right now, the focus battle is on the front, but let's take a look back at the battle for 4th place. Morton, Murray, all under a blanket as those two battle it out here. Murray only about 2/10 back. It has him on the board, and there he is right there looking to try to run down Mark Morton, and these guys battling it out. That gap extended fairly quickly on the timing sheet, but Murray still trying to run him down as he tries to move up inside this top 5. Not sure if he has the speed to do it, but we will keep a close eye on this one as we are reaching lap 120 of 150 here in the Ghost Motorsports 200. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned with us. Oh, go ahead, partner.
No, I was just gonna say, look at the gaps front and back to that 54 car.
Definitely on an island by himself, partner. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like Liardi just went down pit road.
Yes, Liardi is down pit road this time by Austin McMines is also down pit road as Chad Sturlow. Matt is in pit road. Seems like he is fixing damage. He's been there for about 5 minutes. Robert Monday is in pits as well as James Balka. So some of those drivers have been in pit roads getting damage repaired, and some of those drivers are trying to get freshened tires and possibly gas in their tanks right now to finish the rest of these 30 laps.
And so this is where, how long can these guys go on a tank of gas? This is where that is going to come in for a lot of these guys, and see how long they can stay out for and what they'll need to be able to make it. We're about to find out here with 29 laps to go. The battle for the lead still up ahead between Donnie and Tyler Honeycutt. Tyler, the winner last week. Donnie finished top 3, but said this week the look is to try to win. He's going to compete with his son a little bit to be able to capture that win, but coming around to 28 laps to go, what can Donnie Honeycutt, our pole sitter this evening, have for his younger duplicate, I should say, what can he have for his son Tyler Honeycutt this evening here at Nashville? Is it going to be you can teach an old dog new tricks, or is this going to be a situation in which the student surpasses the master? We're going to find out here in a few laps there, partner.
Absolutely, we will. It's just going to be something we're going to have to wait and see, just like last week where they were able to inch their way back up into the top 5, just like they did here at a very pivotal point in the race. A lot less cautions that we had last week opposed to this week, but of course this is the first 1.5 mile track, very slick during the day. Now that the sun has went down and the weather has went down with it, it's a little bit more manageable, as you are seeing Honeycutt Squared being able to just dominate for at least the last 10 to 15 laps here.
And right now, that looks to continue as this green flag run carries on. The question is, pit strategy. Will this become an issue for these two as we go on? That question going to be answered as this run continues. Do they have to go in or do they not? We're going to find out shortly.
Uh-oh. Name we haven't called so far. Donnie and Tyler Honeycutt in this time by. That's going to let Mark Morton and Peyton Bass, Gage Burns, Andrew Floyd, and Caden Watts obtain the top 5, as Caden just passed Tyler and Donnie in pits this time. So now Mark Morton in that beautiful Bass Pro Shops tracker car is your leader, as he's in pits as well. So that's going to cycle Peyton Bass to the front. As more pit cycles are going to start here, this is going to shake up the field just a little bit.
Bass and Floyd going to follow them in here from the top 10. Now Burns takes over the provisional point so far, as he is the leader with 24 laps to go. But will he have to come in? That is the question now.
Most likely will. I've been trying to pay attention. I do not recollect him being in the pits just a few laps ago, so I feel like he will be pitting here shortly, but we're going to have to pay attention and see as he is fighting that 88. Tyler Honeycutt now in 10th place. I believe, yeah, in 8th place now, as he's passed a few more cars that have been in pits that are now finally cycling out. So it seems like a lot of the traffic is now going to be some lap traffic, as pit cycles are and have and are still going. Excuse me. "23 laps here to go." That 10 car, sorry, the 26 car has gained overall 9 positions from the night, I believe, since the last caution. Let's go ahead and see where he started at. He started in 10th. So he is now sitting pretty comfortable in that lead. Question is, are his tires and his gas going to be able to make it? He still is fighting lap traffic here. The next person to be able to take that spot away from him right now is sitting in the midst of all of that traffic. That is that 21 car on your screen of Caden Watts. He has started 34th, is currently in second place. How long will he be able to hold that position? Behind him in third is that 71, pretty far spread out from him and the leader himself, Kevin Nolf. In fourth place is Wayne Isbell. Started 33rd, has been making moves, and is currently in your top 5. But believe it or not, the past leader, Tyler Honeycutt and Donnie, are now officially sitting 5th and 6th place.
Yeah, and an insane fact to try to point out right now, the 26 Burns has all the way up till 5th place, 1 lap down. And that is an interesting fact. Make that 6th place now as Donnie Honeycutt gets around him for his lap back.
Yeah, and that's going to add roughly 30 seconds of time that they're going to have to pull off within 19 laps. If that man himself, Burns, does not need to pit, it could possibly be his race to call here, but it might not be with only 19 laps to go. Hopefully he has it in his tank, because that would be an unfortunate late strategy in this race. You can see the Honeycutts are well-versed, seasoned drivers. 27 seconds and 29 seconds to both of them to the leader, already shaving off seconds from when they just lapped him.
And now the question is right now for Burns, of course, can he make it? But also, if he can't make it, throwing this Hail Mary of a strategy, you got to give him credit, because he is praying for a caution right now in the last 17 laps, because that would allow him to keep that track position, go down, get 4 fresh tires and the fuel needed to make it to the end. He is banking on an absolute aggressive winning strategy. And look, I got to give him credit, because that is, if it works out, if a caution does come out, and that could be the winning strategy for that number 26 machine.
It very well could be. I want to pay attention to the right bottom side of your screen that is showing his dashboard there. Not his inputs, but his speeds in these straights and in these corners. He is rolling about 150 comfortably right now in these straights, up to 170 right before his braking point. I'm going to pay attention to the driver, the number 3 car of Mark Morton, on fresh tires to see the time differential on speed right now. Gage still hitting 173, 177s. Mark maxing out at about 179. So it seems like he still has that tire to be able to fight right now.
Well, we're going to find out here with 15 laps to go. The race coming down to the wire. Burns, does he have the strategy in play? No, he does not. The 26 will now enter pit road here, and this race will begin to cycle once again.
Which means when this 21 car of Caden Watts gets around, he is officially your new leader here with 14 laps to go as he passes the line. That means Nulf 6 seconds behind, Isbell 16 seconds behind, and now both Honeycutts only 16 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, and they're going to have to catch about a second per lap with 14 laps to go. A little bit more than that, actually, if they want to get back to the leader here, being Watts, with about 13, coming to 13 laps to go here. And now, if you're Watts, what is your strategy? In fact, in comparison, how many laps has it been since he last pitted is going to be the question.
That is a really good question here. I feel like he's been earlier in the cycle. It might have been at least 20-something laps ago that he has pitted.
So the question is, how much has he been able to put together? How much has he been able to save? Lap 98. So he's been on the track for quite a minute now. I want to say about north of north of 30. I want to say almost 40 laps he's been on track.
Yeah, maybe roughly around 45 laps. He's been actively on track with those tires and that gas. With a 75% tank, that might be enough to push him to the end. He might sputter coming out of 3 and 4, or he might be comfortable depending on how how much fuel he was saving. He did have some lap traffic to kind of navigate around, which he did have some of that draft in the straightaways. Yes, it's not going to be enough draft to hold, but now it's going to be the question with this caution coming out. It's going to re-rack the field, which now puts Tyler Honeycutt and Donnie Honeycutt in a very prime position to take this lead back again and make it 2 weeks in a row. Ghost Motorsports comes out on top.
Yeah, but that's going to trap still. Yeah, a lot of guys a lap down, all the way up to 13th position, trapped 1 lap down. So it really is going to limit the guys in contention here as our 16th caution flies here tonight in the Ghost Motorsports 200. Was nearing less than 10 laps to go, and a big wrench just got thrown into this race. And partner, buckle up because everything just changed.
Oh, for sure. It really just changed the outcome of this race here. Some people were expecting that to go green, especially Watts himself. He was hoping that it would have been green for the end. I did want to bring that up earlier while we were talking, but I did not want to bring the commentator's curse with it, so I can officially say it wasn't my fault. But I did want to note that that possibility of a re-rack this late could give the cars of, Ghost Motorsports, David Callahan Racing, that advantage right now where they're sitting comfortably to make that move back. Tyler Honeycutt, Donnie Honeycutt, position 3 and 4. Mark Morton and David Callahan, 5 and 7. So there are teams right now that have cars around them to be able to move just possibly a little bit earlier and kind of edge out the competition that's in front of them. Caden Watson pits now, so that puts both Honeycutts back in 1 and 2. Morton in 3rd place. Bass will move up to 4th place. Callahan in 5th. Warhol, Norris, Liardi, Murray, and Watts round out the rest of your top 10. And I do want to pay attention to this restart here. If they are going to do double file, it's been calm on these restarts. We haven't had wrecks with the double file restarts early on since at least caution number 8. So I would like to see a double file restart here, give these guys an advantage. That would put Tyler and Donnie side by side, practically holding off as much of this pack as possible for either one of them to take this win. But Mark Morton behind them with that nickname of Crazy Train will possibly not let that happen because he is in it to win it at this point in time. He has had a good race, but obviously not good enough if you aren't winning. He pit at lap 126. So he is pretty comfortable right now on those tires. Obviously has enough gas to possibly make that end with still a little bit of gas in that tank. He has only led 2 laps of this race right now, so he is wanting to gun back for that lead. Started in 17th position and is now currently sitting in 3rd. So I would say good night, but it won't be a great night unless he's able to walk away with that victory and smash that guitar in victory lane.
Well, partner, something you're not even talking about here, and I just need to point it out. The top 4 stayed out on what is used rubber for a good amount of laps. They have been out there on that used rubber. Everybody 5th on back, 4 fresh Goodyears.
And I feel like that's where a lot of this side-by-side momentum with Ghost Motorsports is going to come into play right now. Donnie, we already know, is pretty comfortable in that mid-line that he's running right there on that caution lap. Tyler, pretty solid and smooth on that low line. So you might see a lot of blocking coming from the Ghost Motorsports car sitting 1 and 2 right now for the rest of that field to possibly hold back the last little bit of a race we have here to go.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see on how many laps we have left and how aggressive everybody else is going to be. You already mentioned Crazy Train. You already mentioned guys like Peyton Bass, guys that are going to want to get up there and make moves and be aggressive. But do they have the rubber to do it? You got guys back there like Watts, Nolf, David Callahan, Worrell, Norris, Floyd that are rounding out your top 10. all those guys know that this might be their best chance for the win this early in the season. Are they going to make an aggressive move with the fresh rubber that they have towards the end of this race to go up there and get a win? We're about to find out here in just a few short minutes, their partner.
See Peyton Bass as well. Last pit lap was 126. Caden Watts just went in for pits. Kevin Nolf pretty fresh behind them, so it seems like from 6th back is going to be where a lot of our action is going to be coming from. Fast movers, but also possible cautions. As you stated, there's old rubber in front of new rubber. That's going to cause a little bit of a distance between these starting speeds. So we're going to have to pay close attention here as the green flag is waved for the 16th caution and possibly the last caution of the night.
Well, don't jinx it, but warm up. Light up the fire, strap the belts up one more time. We're going green once again at Nashville. It is late night racing here. 7 coming to 6 laps to go. Tyler Honeycutt with the jump. These top 4 looking like they were able to get away here from the secondary pack pretty easily. But here, it's going to be contact for second place. Morton, Donnie Honeycutt all battling it out. And then look at the field behind them. All going to try to rush to the front. But Donnie Honeycutt playing blocker. Tyler Honeycutt out front, able to maintain the lead. He's got a 0.4 of a second gap to the guys behind him. But now, coming to the starting stripe for 5 laps to go. It's contact throughout the back. 3 and 4 wide behind them as they all go and dive into turn number 1. It's going to be chaos throughout this racetrack. But coming around once again, contact, even more contact in the back, and they might be wrecking. Down the back straightaway, caution will come out once again. It is another big one at Nashville.
Big one indeed. There are a lot of people involved in that one. Let's see if we can go back and see what started the caution, as it is not stating here in the race events. And there it is. That 27 got a little bit low on that 6's car. Slid him out into the infield, was able to manage it, driving through the grass right over the infield logos there. Seems like minimal damage was given to that car, but unfortunately that is another caution. And that 6 car right there is Wayne Isbell. In pits this time, pretty bad damage to that front, as you see there. Going to have to get that repaired. Could be in there for a little bit if he has not used that fast repair, and I believe he has, because he has been in pits for a decent amount of time right now. Last pit, 144, actively the lap that all of that happened on, and is still currently sitting in pits getting all of that damage fixed. So Tyler Honeycutt still in the lead here. Donnie Honeycutt sitting in second. Toyotas 1 and 2. They will be side by side. But you have 7 Chevys behind them. 3 car of Mark Morton, 24 of Peyton Bass, 2 of David Callahan, 71 of Kevin Nolf, 82 of DJ Norris, the 79 of Matthew Warall, and the 11 of Andrew Floyd, followed by the lone Toyota in 10th place, rounding out the top 10, the 04 of Logan Murray. As they will be going to choose cone this time by, as they all hope will be the last time, but it is still too early to tell here.
Well,
So
it's
once
going to be
again,
interesting. I can go ahead and tell you that, partner. It is going to be interesting. All these guys going to be chasing a win. Now, if this restart was like last restart, they would have hit the white flag. So the question is, how will this be policed this time around? Remember, there was a wreck coming to the last lap of Daytona on the white flag. No caution was thrown. They let them race it out. How will it be enforced this week? We're about to find out. The lights are off on the pace car. Last week's winner, Tyler Honeycutt, will lead them back to green. He has his teammate and his dad outside of him. That is Donnie Honeycutt. Opposite him, the 88 and 22. Then you have guys like Mark Morton, Peyton Bass, David Callahan, and the host of the cars behind them all on fresh rubber. Who will be the one to prevail? We're about to find out. Out of turn 4, the pace car going to take the sharp left turn as they come back to the green flag, possibly for the last time this race here at Nashville. Who will win it in the Music City? The green flag flying back in the air. Tyler Honeycutt gets the jump he needs as 2 laps to go ring through the air. They dive into turn 1. Mark Morton possibly getting the shove he needs from his teammate to get under Donnie Honeycutt. It's going to be side by side for second, but will they have the time to get to the front? Unknown at this time. Tyler Honeycutt pulling away here as they dive once again through 3 and 4. The battle for second heating up. Tyler Honeycutt likes what he sees in his mirror until now. Peyton Bass turned around. White flag in the air one more time here at Nashville. The yellow flag is not out. It is going to be green to the end. Mark Morton with one final shot down the back straightaway. Can he bridge that 3/10 gap here at Nashville? Diving through 3 and 4 for one final time. It might not be enough. It will not be enough. Call it 2 in a row for Tyler Honeycutt. The 88 is back in victory lane in the Music City.
Exactly what I expected from the driver of that 88 car representing Ghost Motorsports. Tyler Honeycutt takes Daytona by a sweep at the end there and takes it back to back here at Nashville. As you see, Donnie Honeycutt right behind him, rubbing him, congratulating him on that win there. "17 cautions to finish out the night. 30, almost 40 drivers on track. And unfortunately, only one can get that win. And once again, it goes to the 88 car of Tyler Honeycutt.
And right now, after that long of a race, let's go ahead and talk to our drivers as they celebrate. Let's go backwards this time and bring in our third place driver. Let's bring in Donnie Honeycutt as he does dual burnouts with his son. Donnie, it is Expert and Tyler up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Okay, man. Look, 2 weeks in a row you finished third. 2 weeks in a row it's your son besting you for the win. And look, I know you're not happy about, being the bridesmaid to the bridesmaid, but I mean, it has to feel good. It has to feel good to see the son getting back-to-back wins for Ghost Motorsports.
Yeah, it does. He was definitely faster than me anyway, but I'll take third. But after all the carnage and all the mess we just went through, I'm surprised that we even finished the race. To be honest.
Well, it certainly was a wild one. Strategy was all over the place, but in those final overtime restarts, what would it have taken to be able to put that 22 in victory lane?
I need to be on the inside. Been on the outside, and the leader has so much advantage. And of course, Tyler, he's my son, but he ain't gonna help me on the restart. So he wants all the advantage he can get. But which is totally understand. But I need to be. If I were starting third, I might have had a chance. I might have maybe have gave him a bumper or something. But who knows? Like I said, outside of front row is usually not the best place to restart.
I got you. Tyler, you got any questions for our third place driver?
Absolutely. With this track being a lot slicker during the day, when do you feel like the car kind of tightened up on the tires and you were able to drive it without worrying about, that back end spin out, getting a little bit in that gas coming out of those corners?
Yeah, early on in the race, I can't remember the exact lap. I'm gonna say around lap 50, maybe the lights came on. At that moment, you could tell the track got cooler. You had a lot more grip, so yeah, I wanted to slick in, so it actually got a little more tighter between center off. So you had to wait on the throttle a little longer. Just to make sure you didn't, hit the outside wall. I seen a bunch of guys overdriving that and hitting the wall on exit. So, but yeah, when the lights came on, it tightened up pretty good.
Now, it's kind of reminiscent here of last week. 2 weeks in a row, you guys had really good starting positions, kind of got collected in some mid-pack drama, which caused some wrecks to happen, and then you guys had to fight your way back again. Is this some of that consistency we're going to be coming here? Especially, this was y'all's title race. It was the Ghost Motorsports 200. There was a lot riding on the line for you to be able to get this win, especially being the sponsor. But do you feel like, being able to do a run back for first and third in week one and now doing it again in week two is kind of going to solidify the rest of your strategy for the rest of the season?
Well, we sure hope so. Like I said, Bradley, he's a teammate too, and he had got caught up early in a wreck, but he's pretty fast, but just hadn't got the shorts yet. But yeah, I'm hoping that's a sign of good things to come. Not the wrecks at the beginning. Hopefully, we can avoid that part and just stay up front and run up front. But it's fun coming through the field. Like I said, wish we had more green flag runs so we could it'd be even more fun. But yeah, we do the best we can, and I think I'm hoping this puts a statement out there that no, we're going to be contenders from here on out.
Expert, you have anything else to add? All
Hey, can you
right,
hear me,
he
guys?
went MIA. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't think he can hear us. But I will let you go back into your channel and obviously celebrate as we are going to have to roll with a missing MIA broadcaster right now. Donnie, thank you for your time, obviously, in the booth here for your interview. Congratulations on your back-to-back team owner wins and obviously your third place finish back-to-back. We look forward to seeing what you have for us next week. Before we let you go, do you have anybody you want to shout out, any sponsors or anything?
Yeah, Tyler. Just all the admins out there. They got their hands full trying to get all these accidents, all these issues on restarts, trying to get it all figured out. But I have a feeling they will. They seem to be pretty great guys from what I've seen so far. So we're just going to hang in there and hopefully things will get better for all of us. But I just want to thank you guys for the broadcast. Tyler, he sponsored with Ghost Motorsports, so shout out to our Ghost Motorsports team family. We run different leagues. We have several different drivers out there, so thanks to all those guys sticking with us. Our friends and family, and all the drivers just stuck it out here through this madness.
All right. And that was your third place finisher of Donnie Honeycutt. Now, in second place on your results tab is no one other than Mr. Crazy Train himself, Mr. Mark Morton, second place finisher tonight overall, trying to get that win. Didn't really avail to you. How did the car feel early on with it being a track which was really slick in the early on point, obviously didn't change until the lights came on? Do you feel like that contributed to only the second place finish for you?
I don't necessarily say the slicks of the tires and the change of it from day to night. I think it was just more so of the caution timing. I think if it would have stayed green, I mean, I definitely would not have caught Tyler. But I was slowly but surely catching Donnie. But I mean, if I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because I mean, it was a up and down race for sure. I mean, I had damage, wrecked, got spun out, had dang near everything, but the tires fall off in this car. But I mean, I'm happy with the P2. I didn't think I was going to get past Donnie, but I was able to, and because I didn't want to wash him up or anything like that. And I think maybe if I had a 4 or 5 laps, maybe I probably would have caught Tyler. But both Tyler and Donnie are hell of a racers, so I mean, like they're definitely the class of the field. It's just you just got to pick your spots on when you want to pass them and do it respectfully because they will they're the type of guys that'll race you how you race them.
Now, with the second race in the books here, the next race is Atlanta at Echo Park. Kind of back to a super speedway from week one. Do you feel like, you and the team can kind of group together a little bit and work, knowing that you guys do have, I believe, 7 cars in total on your team? Some of them finished outside of the top 10, notably Gage Burns, David Callahan finished back-to-back 11th, 12th. Owen wrecked out, unfortunately, early on in the race. Do you guys feel like you might be able to take this momentum away from the Ghost Motorsports team going back-to-back leading into next week?
I most definitely believe so. We definitely have a team. We just Owen and everybody else who got wrecked out. They had just had bad races. Owen was pretty good running up with Tyler at the beginning of the race, but just bad luck falls in his court tonight. But I mean, we'll probably end up coming with a strategy. I would I would think that we would just probably run depending on how the admin team fluctuate with the field and what they're going to do. Um, we should have a strong chance to realistically. I mean, we have the numbers to. I believe we have the numbers to dominate more than any other team. But if we're 1 through 7, I mean, we'll just dogfight it up amongst our teammates as long as we keep Tyler and as long as we keep Tyler and Donnie behind us.
Now, like you said, unfortunately, you weren't able to catch back up with that caution flag there at the end. Do you feel like if that caution didn't come out, you wouldn't have been able to mark your way up into the top 3? Did you feel like this was a chance and an opportunity for you to get back up into the top 3 when we were only about 100 laps in, or was this something that you watched develop more and more as the cautions came out late into this race?
Definitely more kind of planned it out more and more as this caution was go. Me, David, and Gage, we were just kind of playing out how we were going to do our pit strategies. We were on, even though we're on the same team, we had our own little different pit strategies, and we was just. I was expecting a caution towards the end, but as the laps were dwindling down, like I knew it was. I was thinking it was going to go green, and we just kind of played out. The cards fell how they fell for all 3 of us.
And now, before we let you go back to your team or just hang out in your hauler by yourself and unwind, do you have any type of shout outs that you would like to say?
Yes, definitely both for you and Expert for taking time out of your evening for broadcasting the race. Aaron for creating a phenomenal league. Tyler and Donnie for being the class of the field. I'm gonna get mark my words. You can tell him eventually I'm gonna get one from Tyler, but um, I don't know when it's gonna happen. But it might be the week that him and Donnie are not here. That might be the only chance I got to get one away from him. But definitely all of David Callahan Racing, David himself, Owen, Max, Caleb. God, there's so many. Gage. And everybody who participated in the race tonight. Hopefully next week come Atlanta, we'll definitely put on a heck of a show for you guys.
Well, Mark, thank you for giving us some time to join us here in the booth and pick your brain a little bit. We
No problem.
will
Sorry,
let you go.
oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. My bad.
No, you're fine. I will let you get back into your team channels so you can speak amongst your drivers. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your second place finish.
I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night, and see you Saturday.
Yes, sir. All right. And that right there was your second place finisher of Mark Morton, just a few shy from being able to take this win. But someone that was able to take this win back-to-back races here, a dominant car in the Wright Time ARCA series right now. This is the 88 of Tyler Honeycutt. Man, you had an amazing race tonight. You were able to pull yourself back up into the top 5, managed to do a side-by-side finish with a side-by-side restart twice with your team owner Donnie Honeycutt. How are you feeling after going back to back 2 weeks in a row here?
Well, I feel pretty good. It was a crazy race. I think we had the best two cars, obviously. But yeah, we led for a while, and then got caught up in some wrecks and had to pit and all that. It took 70 laps to get back to the front, but yeah, that was just it was all over the place for us tonight. But I'm glad we could get back to the front and get the win again. That was a lot of fun with our team sponsoring the race and to have our team up front pretty much most of the night. So that was fun, and hopefully we can keep up the success.
Now, I feel like I was kind of waiting to see it happen, and it definitely did. You and Donnie went a lap down right there near the end, about 15 laps ago. Watched the time. You guys pulled 30 seconds back to regain that lead, obviously, with pit cycles still going. At that point in time, right before all of that happened, you guys had a pretty decent pit strategy to be able to cycle back out into the lead. Was that a last minute adjustment, or was that already pre-planned earlier in this race?
I mean, you couldn't really plan anything with all the cautions, so we just went and thought when we needed to pit, like we had 20 laps of fuel, I think, left when we pitted, but we just wanted to make sure we had enough time to get back to the lead, so we pitted with 25 to go. Um, so I made the call off of turn 2 that we were going to come in. He followed me in there, and yeah, I think those guys that were in front of us were going to run out of gas before the finish of the race, anyways. So I think even with the caution, we were going to get the lead. So yeah, it was just like a last minute decision to go ahead and pit so we can have enough time to get back to the front.
Now, like I asked last week, you guys held a pretty strong race from Ghost Motorsports. I asked you last week, did you feel like this momentum would come into this week? Obviously, it carried over when it mattered the most. Going back into another super speedway next week at Echo Park, do you feel like this is going to come back into effect, or do you feel like you're going to have some of that competition that you've seen battle you tonight possibly strip that away from you guys from going at a 3-time winner?
Yeah, I think next week is just like Daytona. It's a wild card. You don't know who's going to win, what's going to happen. Um, it's going to be a lot tighter of a track. And with how sloppy some of the racing has been, I just hopefully we can get it in a lot cleaner, and that way guys can have more fun and not get taken out to some bad driving, you know. But yeah, I mean, I hope my team can continue to be fast. I think it's more. I think we're looking more past the super speedways. After Atlanta, this is our last super speedway of the season, so we're looking more past that to tracks that we can control our own destiny. But yeah, I think it's going to be even crazier than Daytona. It's going to be hard to avoid the wrecks. So I don't know what I'm going to try to do when we get there. Maybe try to stay out front, but we'll figure it out when we get there. It's going to be crazy, that's for sure.
Now, before I let you go back and celebrate with the rest of your team and team owner, I did want to ask you if you had any shout outs that you would like to give.
Yeah, shout out to you for the broadcast. You do really good. Like your call at the end of the last race was pretty freaking cool. How excited you get. So I like your energy. Keep that up. And shout out to the guys that run the league. Having a blast racing with these guys, and shout out to my team, Ghost Motorsports. It's actually, like, not trying to correct you. It's my team. Me and my brother founded it, um, and we've done a good job with the guys on our team. My dad races, Bradley. Shout out to all of them for helping me stay focused and put the work in, week out. So yeah, I'm just happy to get the win for Ghost Motorsports. They do a phenomenal job with us.
Well, I will definitely keep that noted from now on, so I don't look like a fool. The
You're good, dude.
owner, the owner of Ghost Motorsports, back-to-back here driver. Congratulations on your second win of the season in week 2. Back-to-back wins. Hope to call a week 3 win for you as well. Once again, congratulations, Tyler Honeycutt.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back and look at this finishing order on the field. Obviously, in first place, we have the 88 car, owner of Ghost Motorsports, Tyler Honeycutt, taking back-to-back wins there. Second place, you have Mark Morton. In third place is Donnie Honeycutt. DJ Norris in fourth. Kevin Nolf in fifth place. Matthew Worrall in sixth. Logan Murray in seventh. Andrew Floyd in eighth place, finishing ninth is Gary Miller. And to round out your top 10, Jeffrey Bourne with those nasty neon green gloves. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Wright Time ARCA Series and Asphalt Racing Network, this will conclude the rest of our broadcast. Be sure to see us back live here next Wednesday, same time, different place here for Echo Park. That is going to be a, I believe, 130 lap race. But before we circle back to that week, we will be here live Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern for Momentum Racing Truck Series that will kick off this week, actually. So set your calendars and set your dates. My name is Tyler Jones, and as always, I have been the call of the take alongside of expert Joshua Franks, who had to vacate a little bit earlier. So be sure to drop that follow and watch us next week here for the action-packed racing. But before we go offline, we will have a final word from our sponsors.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green. He's got the run, but is it enough? It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes.